There's a cold truth nobody wants to admit. We are living in the most convenient period in human history. Yet people have never felt more financially stressed. Food arrives in minutes. Groceries come to your door. Cars pick you up instantly. Shopping takes one click. Everything became easier. So why does everyone feel exhausted, anxious, and broke? Because what's being sold to you isn't convenience. What you're really buying is effortless spending. And modern life was built around exactly that. For years, people told us technology will make your life better, but nobody mentioned this part. Life didn't become frictionless. Spending money did. Today, you don't need to. Take out your wallet, type your card number, drive to a store, wait before buying something. Sometimes you don't even have to think. And that's the dangerous part. Because the modern economy no longer wants conscious decisions. It wants automatic behavior. Most people think they're making financial choices. They're not. They're reacting to systems specifically designed to remove hesitation. And once hesitation disappears, spending explodes. That's why billion-dollar companies obsess over one thing: reducing friction. Because every second you spend thinking is a second you might decide not to buy. Think about this. A few years ago, ordering food required effort. You had to drive somewhere, wait in line, interact with people, physically pay. Now, you open an app, tap twice, and dopamine arrives at your door. But here's the part people ignore. You're not paying only for food anymore. You're paying for convenience fees, delivery fees, service fees, tips, inflated menu prices. A $15 meal suddenly becomes $38. And millions of people do this almost every day. Then, at the end of the month, they stare at their bank account and say, I don't even know where my money went. But the money did go somewhere. It disappeared in tiny, invisible pieces. That's how modern spending works. Not through massive purchases, through painless microtransactions. Human psychology was never designed for this. Our brains react strongly to big losses. But small digital spending, it barely feels real. $10 here, $20 there, $9.99 per month. Nothing feels dangerous. And companies know that. That's why everything became subscription-based. Monthly payments feel harmless, even when they quietly drain thousands of dollars every year. The modern economy discovered something terrifying. People don't fear expensive things. They fear painful payments. So companies removed the pain. Now everything is split into installments, auto-renewed. One click, instant, invisible. And the less pain you feel, the more money you spend. This is exactly why buy now, pay later exploded. Companies like Klarna and Affirm understood something brilliant about human psychology. People don't buy based on total cost anymore. They buy based on emotional comfort. Only 4 payments. 0 interest. Just $19 today. The product feels affordable, even when the lifestyle isn't. And suddenly people start financing things they were never supposed to normalize financing. Shoes, food, concert tickets, vacations. Even survival itself became subscription-based. But convenience isn't just changing how people spend. It's changing how people think, because modern apps are not neutral tools. They are engineered environments. Every sound, every notification, every color, every animation, designed to influence behavior. Why do you think apps use red notifications? Because red creates urgency. Why is scrolling infinite? Because stopping points reduce engagement. Why do online stores say, only 2 left? Because your brain fears missing out more than losing money. This isn't technology anymore. This is behavioral engineering. And social media made everything worse. You open Instagram or TikTok for 5 minutes, and suddenly your normal life feels inadequate. Someone bought a new house. Someone is traveling in Europe. Someone upgraded their apartment. Someone has the perfect morning routine. And without realizing it, you begin consuming emotionally. That's the real business model. Modern platforms don't just sell products, they sell identity. They make people feel incomplete. Then monetize the insecurity. This is why even high income earners feel broke, because the system adapts to your income. The more you earn, the more expensive your normal becomes. Better restaurants, luxury subscriptions, nicer apartments, faster delivery, premium convenience. This is called lifestyle inflation. But most people never notice it happening. Their salary increases. Yet somehow their financial freedom never does. And here's where the biggest conflict begins. People believe convenience saves time. But does it really? Yes, apps remove effort, but what happens to the time people supposedly save? They usually work more, stress more, consume more. The modern economy didn't eliminate pressure. It monetized relief from pressure. That's why convenience feels addictive, because exhausted people will always pay to remove discomfort. Think about how modern life works. You're tired after work, so you order food. You're stressed, so you buy something online. You feel emotionally drained, so you reward yourself. Slowly, spending stops becoming financial. It becomes emotional regulation. And once that happens, consumption becomes automatic. This is why so many people aren't bad with money. They're overstimulated, burned out, mentally exhausted, and exhausted people make impulsive decisions. Modern companies know this. In fact, entire industries profit from depleted attention spans. The more overwhelmed you are, the easier you are to monetize. And maybe the darkest part of all this, people think convenience equals freedom. But sometimes convenience creates dependency. People no longer feel comfortable cooking regularly, waiting for deliveries, owning fewer things, being offline, living slower. And when a luxury becomes psychologically necessary, it stops being a luxury. It becomes a financial trap. Now here's the irony nobody talks about. People spend enormous amounts of money trying to look wealthy, while actual wealth is often invisible. Truly financially stable people usually spend less emotionally, avoid status spending, delay gratification, understand manipulation. Because they realized something important. The system is not designed to make you financially free, it's designed to keep you consuming forever. And no, the solution is not living like a monk. The goal isn't rejecting technology, the real goal is awareness, because once you notice the system, it loses some of its power over you. The next time you order something impulsively, subscribe to another service, buy something for comfort, pay extra for convenience, ask yourself one question. Am I buying something valuable, or am I just paying to escape discomfort for a few minutes? Because modern life's most expensive habit isn't luxury, it's unconscious living. And maybe people were never terrible at managing money. Maybe for the first time in history, billions of dollars are being spent to study human weakness, manipulate attention, and engineer spending behavior at a global scale. And most people still think they're simply bad with money. That's the real trap.